make too much of these slow starts in your first two matches?
Not really. It is what it is, you know. And at the end of the day, I think what matters the most for me is that I am in the third round after all, you know, after those two sort of slow starts, and give myself another opportunity to do better, and I did. So now almost you tend to forget what happened, you know, and you move forward, and you're like, I actually can go through, you know, 3 sets in a row playing really good tennis. You know, I showed that also in the last couple of matches. So today was good, you know, again, different conditions, and I was able to adjust and take care of business, so it was good.
Roger, after your first 2 matches, you lamented the unforced errors. What adjustments, if any, did you make, and what was your approach today?
Well, just not to maybe overplay so much in the beginning today, because I also felt like Danny obviously knew about it, and he wasn't also doing that much, you know, like in previous matches that I played against him, where he really tries to hit big on the forehand and maybe tries to come in on the backhand, but he also wasn't pushing it. I felt like he was giving me the opportunity to miss, and you know, I had spoken to the team, and we just said, like, we're not going to overplay in the beginning. Take care of your serves. If he can smash winners, well, that's too good, you know, but because I guess we're talking faster conditions today, naturally, whenever I'm behind the ball, I can hit a decent rally ball. Naturally, it also hurts a little bit, the opponent, and over time I really got very comfortable and also very confident, and it's a good feeling to have after the last couple of matches.
Roger, you're so good with so many of your shots and strokes, but which of your strokes gives you the most pleasure yourself?
My forehand, or my serve when I need it, because then the rally's over.
Roger, do you think the scheduling was a bit tough on Dan, given he played a pretty long match yesterday, and he might have expected to play you in the evening, as you often do play at night here?
Well, I don't know when he finished yesterday. 5?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, look, yes, regardless of when he finished, it was always going to be a competitive advantage for me. So there you have it. Now, is it a big difference if we play at 12 or at 2? Not really, but I think at some stage every hour might matter. We have these rules in place, you know, place these 16-hour rules from semis to finals nowadays, because of that reason, that you have maybe not enough time to physically recover, but also mentally recover, you know, from the whole, I want to get into the next round and try to play Roger, and then it's going to be a big match, and then you finally make it, and then you got to get up for actually the match that you maybe were looking forward to. So I've been there. I know what you're talking about, and yeah, you could definitely argue that it's the scheduling was not in his favor, but it's anyway not fair for me to play my match under the roof, get it done, sit back, relax the next day while he's battling out a 4-hour or 3-hour match, whatever it is, against Pui. So the problem already starts there, but I guess that's tennis, it's entertainment, and the show must go on. And, you know, I've lost maybe matches this way, I've won some. This time luck was on my side, and there you have it. So, yeah, I understand if Danny is like a little bit frustrated.
Do you have a good nickname?
Not really. Where I come from, we don't use nicknames very much, so no.
Roger, you talk a lot about it, the conditions from match to match and year to year changing and everything like that. Is that only a positive to know that stuff like you do, or do you ever have to kind of say, just forget what it was like before and just there's the ball, hit it, and you're like a younger guy who doesn't know what it was like?
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it. You start looking into it and thinking about it too much as you get older. You know, you're like, you know, at night it does this, and during the day it does this. And today it's 28, and the humidity is this, and where maybe when you're young, you're just like, I'm just going to go out there and smash winners, you know, I'm just going to go for it. So this is where I always try to remain young in my mindset and think back to how I used to think maybe, and take the positives out of that. And also don't do the things when you were young, you know, like underestimate the opponent, actually respect the conditions, prepare well if it's hot, prepare if it's windy, you know, not to get frustrated. yeah, so, but overall, obviously, experience is a good thing to have on your side, yeah.
Roger, Daniel talked about your slice as being one of the toughest shots in tennis to defend. How has your slice evolved over time, and where did it start? As what you tried?
Well, I don't know if it's evolved ever. It's the only shot I could hit when I was younger because of lack of power in my shoulder. I struggled to come over when I was little, and then I remember when I went to play in front of the National Tennis Center, the coaches, if they were going to pick me or not, I was like, well, I better come over my backhand, otherwise they think I can only slice, which I could only really do. And because the courts were also extremely fast where we had to play, and they picked me, and then as I grew stronger, my backhand started to evolve in terms of my coming over the backhand, but my base in a way has always been my slice. I always enjoyed playing that shot anyway. And I think it definitely, I was able to lift it up one more level when I started working with Tony Roach, who in my opinion had one of the great slices ever. And he just explained me how important it was to punch the ball, how important it was to not have just a defensive slice, but also an offensive one, and one with variation that sets up stuff beautifully. And some conditions allow you to hit it better than others. And nowadays with slower conditions, obviously it's sometimes harder to utilize, but I still think it has a great place in the game today.
Roger, not just with the world is know you as the player who from the beginning is taking care of the sports and the legacy and the tradition. Today is Vic Seixas, the oldest living Grand Slam champion, single Grand Slam champion's birthday, 96 years old. Living in San Francisco in an elderly home, maybe it bring and draw attention to facts that how the current champions and the current tour is taking care of the elderly champion was an amateur era. And another thing is, have you ever considered to support naming the US Open men's singles trophy after him?
Yeah, it's the first time I hear about the trophy being named after him. I don't know if the trophy even has a name here, actually. So I know that the Australian Open has. So yeah, I mean, look, I've heard of his struggles a little bit, and I heard, about him. I think as an ATP Tour, I know they look at things like this, when somebody's maybe struggling or doing so well. And I always explain my kids, that obviously they're my number one family, but I also have sort of another family, which is my tennis family. All the guys I know from the tour, you name it, all the people I've come across for many, many years now. And I don't know, I feel like it's my other family. So we should definitely try to help each other, So I remember I came across this subject once, with the tour about Vic. So I hope something is being done. And I mean, it's a good point to bring up. We can definitely look into it. But it's not my choice at the end of the day, as you know.
Roger, did you get a chance to see any of Coco last night? What do you make of what she's doing here and her chances against Naomi tomorrow?
I mean, it's going to be tough, Obviously, Osaka's going to be the favorite. She played so great here last year already. But, I think playing at home, there's always a shot and a chance, and she's done so well again here this tournament. I think we're all a bit surprised that she's able to back it up after Wimbledon, which was already an incredible run. And she's got the pressure that she can't play every week like some other touring pros. She only plays sometimes, so when you play, you'll feel like maybe there's extra pressure, but she's able to handle it and dig deep and find ways to win. Again, the same thing yesterday. Crowds were really going, with her, and for her to strive in those conditions shows that she's going to have a great future ahead of herself. And I like that also she's taking her days off. She's actually really taking off and not doing extra media and extra stuff. Let her parents do that stuff, and let her relax because it's going to be a big day tomorrow. And I wish her all the best, of course. And I was watching yesterday; it was exciting. Yeah.
Last two. One about the other.
Just to go back to the scheduling, there was a suggestion on TV that you'd asked to play first today. Is that right?
Not really.
No, not really.
I don't remember that I asked for something. Yeah, not that yeah. So it's maybe nice to be out of the sun as well. I don't know. I thought. but I definitely didn't do it intentionally or any. I don't even know if the team asked for day. I know there was questions, do I have a preference, but that doesn't mean like Roger asks, Roger gets. Just remember that, because I heard this shit too often now. I'm sick and tired of it. That apparently I call the shots, the tournament and the TV stations do. We can give our opinion. That's what we do. But I'm still going to walk out, even if they schedule me at 4 a.m. So.
Last question, Aldo.
Maybe it sounds like a stupid question, but
Maybe. like my stupid answer before.
But if you had to guess where you will be or you wish to be when you will be 70 years old, what would be your answer now?
Hopefully still alive. Yeah, and healthy.
One place?
In Switzerland. That's where I'll be. In the wintertime in the mountains and in the summertime at the lake. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.